Hi there, Dave Rawlings here, and I wanted to look at First Ward from 1 through 3 a little bit and see if we can make it make a little bit more sense for you. Now, first of all, it's a simple geometric position which is all the possibilities of our right hand as influenced by and restricted by our left hand and its position with the buckler. So because the sword is starting below here, below our left hand here, it has a limit to its range of motion. And that range of motion is a lot greater than you might imagine. We can actually come all the way around here and cut up from here. So that means we have anywhere from here, 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 here. And from those positions you can deliver cuts without any real hindrance whatsoever, but it is affected by the limitations of these positions. You can deliver thrusts, you can cut up from the other side, you can cut up from the other side. So it has a lot of options. When we work against it, we need to understand what those options are. When we use First Ward, we need to understand what those options are. Now, most commonly, you'll see people hold the sword underneath the arm, like so, or like so. For me personally, the best way I find is to put the balance point of the sword here, more or less in the centre of my body, here, like so. And this means that I can react either to my right or to my left according to need much more easily. Then what I'm doing here is I'm basically placing my thumb or my palm on the back of my hand here, okay? And that's the most easy position for me to use, okay? Now, the next thing I want to do is I'm going to use double stick to actually go through how you need to clear space for the right hand. So this is a very, very simple thing, and if you've done any stick work, you should understand this very, very simply. It's just a way of making sure that you can actually clear a line, and that's simply all we're doing. We're clearing the line for our right hand to do whatever it wants to do in this case, and obviously we don't have the same capacity for striking with our left hand because we don't have the reach. But this is simply all we're doing. We're rolling like so, okay? Now most commonly I'll use this to move into our shield, but there's no reason why you can't use it as a strike, there's no reason you can't use it to move into a different position. So I think sticks are a very good way of understanding that accommodation. So what I'm doing is, rather than doing what people usually do, which is to put the buckler in the middle like so, and then try and roll the sword around like this, which is where most of their problems come in actually being able to move the sword, is we move this to the side so it has the range of motion we need. Here, one. It still covers our hands as we need it to, but then we can cut or we can move to whatever position we need. It should not need to be said that you can do many, many different types of cuts from First Ward. It should be obvious because the potential is obvious. That's what we have to fence against. I also wanted to look at ways that I feel you can use First Ward more efficiently. So the first thing is, in order to facilitate this freeing up of the left hand, one of the things I start off doing, and I would do this without a buckler initially, is when you place the sword, as I've said, put your fingers on the pommel, right on the very, very edge here. And then as you come to do your cut, push it down. And what this will do is it will push your hand to the right-hand side of your right-hand side, of your right hand to the outside of it, and this will clear your elbow so that when you do this here, you don't end up hitting yourself as you move into this position. And you can move through lots and lots of different positions this way. As long as you push this pommel, it makes you move around to the edge, it moves your elbow out of the way, and it makes the cut very, very easy. Okay? The other thing I do is I tend to start off here with my long edge down, rest it almost against my ulnar, and then I twist the sword with my arm as I go so that I don't connect too badly. And then as you notice here, I start not worrying about that too much, but it really does give you a lot more options that you can use. When you come to do it with the buckler as well, initially I would practice doing the same thing. Put pressure on with your finger like so, roll it, and then bring the hand back round to clap position like so, okay? After you've got used to it, however, I'd stop doing the press. It's just to get used to that action of moving this hand out of the way. And if you notice here, my sword is in the centre, my buckler has gone offline. And you need to do this quite often. Again, as I say, the problem is that people try and hold the buckler in the middle rather than facilitate the action of the sword itself, okay? I hope that helps. It should open up your range of movement. It should make your First Ward an awful lot more versatile, and I hope it helps your understanding of First Ward as well. Thank you very much. Take care.